Yo, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fat Earth Comedy Cast. I know you thought we were down for the count, but we're back to annoy you in any which way we can. What's going
Yep.
on, guys?
Hello.
What up, though?
Hello.
Sipping on this Mexican Coke, and I'm like shot out of a cannon over here.
Those are the best Cokes.
Well, they put real cocaine in the ones from Mexico. Yeah, it's
Fuck
such an
yeah, they do.
abundance over there. They go, no more caffeine. Just start using the cocaine.
Like
Get
the
you
olden
up and
days.
at 'em. Yep.
Like the
Oh.
olden days.
Yep. So how you guys been doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
How
not
about you
bad.
guys?
Holding up, working and jerking.
I'm
Yep.
enjoying this nice summer weather we've been having.
Yeah, it's been
We've
the
been
last
pretty
couple of
lucky,
days.
right?
Uh-huh. When
If
it's
you
too
like
hot
the
and humid,
heat.
it's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do the 75 to 80s. I don't know if 90s are gonna get me going too hot. Part
Gets
of
in
the
a little
pun.
moist, if you will.
I like a dry 86.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why I like out west so much, because it's all dry heat. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
hot. In the sun, it's pretty
But
it's
it's
nice
not-
and warm.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Then you get in the shade or the wind comes blowing in and
Yeah.
sprung, your nipples are here.
They're back.
There's a hiking video where I'm sweating bullets, and then all of a
They're
sudden the
just like-
fucking wind blows in and I go, hello, nipple. Thing's hard as
great.
a fucking rock.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Windy ass bitch tit. There used to be a place but there probably still is a place, but I used to visit more often Point of Barks, a little cottage place in Michigan, and you would come to this one nook right at the thumb of how you can show people where it is in Michigan, Point of Barks, right on the thumb, and you can come to this little nook, and the wind is just shooting off the lake like insanity because there's like trees blocking it, and then a 2-foot window, and we made it a habit to take mind-altering drugs and walk and then peek into that little just peek
Yeah,
into
sounds like a really good idea.
it wasn't dangerous. It literally was just
It wasn't?
no, but to get there was dangerous routes on the way there. Make the story more exciting.
Let's hear
through
it.
a little no, you would take a little four-wheeler, and the paths, depending on how fast you went, were
Nighttime?
good. But I always called it windy ass bitch tit. I go, are we going back to windy ass bitch tit? Because your tits would shoot out instantly the second you saw around this corridor.
Most of Jimmy's stories always have something to do with some kind of mind-altering substance. Let's lay that right on the table.
Yes, there is a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
was that
I mean,
something
you want to hear how I was baptized or my communion or so? Because if you're
I
gonna
don't know.
find
Do
a
you
story
remember that?
where
Because I'd love to hear that shit. If you can remember it,
wanna
I don't
find a
remember
story
that
where
I
I
think it
was
was last year.
shit.
jacked up, it's gonna be something like that.
I when I was a kid, I used to go on vacation to Port Austin. You guys ever been there?
Oh yeah.
That
That's
was like
by where I'm talking, isn't it?
right. Yeah, that's why that came to my mind. But so there was like these rocks. We had a nice sandy beach in front of where we were. It was actually probably like 20 minutes outside of Port Austin, and it was incredible, like scenery. You ever seen like Turnip Rock? You know what that looks like?
Is it
Let me
like
see
a
if I-
turn up?
Yeah, it's like a little island out in Lake Huron, but it looks like.
I believe I swam to that.
What did you?
I think so. Like we used to go on little vacations up north or to Port Austin in the summer as a family, and my dad took all of us swimming out to this huge rock,
Yeah.
Lake Huron, and I remember it took like forever. It was like
Side
the
question:
craziest swim.
did anybody hear the story about the dude this week that swam across the Detroit River from Canada with what I believe was 250 pounds of weed strapped to his ankle?
How cold is the Detroit River right now?
Cold
Not
enough to
that
be
bad.
an idiot, apparently. The man died because he didn't take into consideration the current that is going to suck 250 pounds. Well, yes, buoyant in the water, it's still going to drag you.
There's no way I would go and like I wouldn't want to go in Lake Michigan or I don't know, a lot of places with the currents and shit.
They're
That's scary.
way more dangerous than I got swept away one time. I was 8, but I got swept away, and I literally thought I was going down this waterfall. If my aunt's running on the shore side, James, I'm like just shooting down, and there's
Where,
this.
Niagara Falls? Where were you?
No, hell no. It's like 40 foot. It was
I
in
was in a
Michigan,
barrel. He's going
up
over
north
the edge,
near Traverse
folks.
City, outside by Torch Lake. Something we went on an adventure on, and
Well, you're supposed to be calm when it happens. You're not supposed to like try and swim against it. You're supposed to go with it.
I grabbed
That's why a lot of people die.
not a branch, yeah, like a branch, basically, that was still a living down tree. You know, it was still living, but it was a rooted like vine.
Yeah, this is like I
Nah,
see Chris
it
Farley here.
wasn't
Hold
like
strong,
anything
little
other than
root.
I got lucky, dude. You know,
Yeah.
I
I
put
love
my
that
arm
from Black
out.
Sheep, man.
I was close enough
I
to the
love that
shore. I
movie.
put my arm out.
Hold strong, little root. This thing fucking rips
I love when
off.
he shits himself.
Yeah. I got a pile of pudding in my pants.
Yeah, that's not pudding.
Or bowling pudding. Yeah, I mean that movie's pretty much the Tommy Boy Part 2.
It is.
I like
It's the
Tommy
sequel,
Boy
right?
more. The
Well,
story
yeah,
of the Tommy Boy's a
obviously.
little better, but there's some
But
good
Black
shit.
Sheep is underrated.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in
Yeah,
there.
it's still relative in this political climate.
Oh yeah. Well, who's gonna get into the
Yikes.
car and start shouting from the fucking rooftops?
Not my style.
But yeah, getting back to old Turnip. Well, actually, I wanted to say one more thing. I've kayaked the Detroit River a couple of times. It's actually pretty fun. Went over to Belle Isle.
When you're
went
in a
through
kayak, yeah.
Yeah, well, get a boat, bro.
What did the guy, he swam, you said?
Yeah,
With how much weed?
250.
How do you even do that without fucking drowning?
You can't.
Well, it's
He did
deceiving.
that. He drowned.
What?
Not to laugh at someone's demise, but apparently
I
you
mean,
can't.
it's kind
He
of
passed.
dumb.
No, I think
Yeah.
it was more of the parachute factor of the packaging of listen to those peas pop, baby, back
Was
to
that
back. So I think it was the actual current swiping the 250 pounds, because literally 250 pounds in the water, it would be like dragging me across. It's not that ridiculous till the current grabs you.
Hmm.
I guess even then it's a workout, but you know how that talk went. It's like, dude, add
You're
5
not
more
supposed to
pounds.
do that, though.
Add 10 more pounds, dude. Fuck it. Make it 250. I can do it.
That's especially in the climate of the world. What are you trying to do with those 250? You're gonna sell
Why,
it.
dude? But why?
It's illegal in
Is it really
Michigan.
worth it, though? Like,
There's
just,
weed
like,
everywhere.
there's
Maybe
no
he
way I
was
would do
going
that.
towards Canada. I didn't think that. I was thinking
It's
he was
legal
coming
in
from
Canada. The whole country's legal. It's
Yeah, so
fucking
what do you mean?
flooded.
It's legal in both. So what is going
Right.
on that this animal's trying something stupid?
He was
I
heading
thought
to
it was
Port
Kevin
Huron,
trying
baby.
to lower the price.
That reminds me of that movie we always. I don't know what the name of it is, but he thought he was hiding all this hash in his hubcaps driving over the Windsor Bridge, but it turned out to be heroin.
We're gonna find out what movie this is. It's gonna come on like 10 years later on TV and go, "There's that
It's such
fucking
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. What's the one about the chicks that go to Thailand or somewhere and they hook up with some shady guys there, and then one of the guys puts a bunch of drugs in the chick's luggage,
Uh-oh.
and then they get caught, and then they get arrested, and then they have to go to prison there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of sounds like a offshoot of Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Your version of
Basically.
that. I've never seen that movie that you're talking
Midnight.
about.
Oh,
I have seen Midnight Express. What a
Yeah.
wild thought to that.
I never
like,
saw that, but I've always wanted to. Is that
like-
Oliver Stone?
I got the internet right here. We are cyborgs, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you mistake in that.
The Goog Machine?
Yep.
Elon Musk's son would have already known the answer to this, folks.
Zay Zay?
Do
I'm
pew
touched.
pew. Let me search IMDb.
Well, it's funny. The screenplay was written by Oliver Stone, but it was directed by Alan Parker.
I don't even know who that is.
The award-winning Alan Parker.
Alan Parker, eh?
No one fucking knows who he is.
From Alan Parker Can't Lose.
From the Alan Parker Project.
That's a Turkish prison, right?
Yeah, that's some
That
shit
would be
you don't want to
some.
mess around with.
Mm-mm.
God, that was a great show. Alan
Alan
Parker
Parker, that
Lewis.
show.
I did. Yeah, Parker Lewis can't lose. I fucking love that show.
What
Old
is that?
school, baby. Old school. It was capitalizing on the Zach Morris crew, basically, but it wasn't Zach Morris in it, but it was a lookalike.
A cheap Zach Morris.
Donkey Lips kind of fellow was in it. A bigger ogre dude. I'm trying to think. He's been in a ton of movies, but I don't know. Like he's always like that background actor.
Narrows it down a bunch.
A
Yeah,
beat up Zach
he's
Morris.
big ass John Candy fella.
Zach Morris is trash.
So he's fat.
He's lost. Yes, he's lost weight now though. He is a little skinnier. He's going through his Jonah Hill phase. He'll probably gain again.
Ooh, I want to know. What can you name anything he's in?
Nope.
Nope. Elon Musk's son could.
Don't even say Elon Musk's name anymore, man.
God,
That
if
might
you
get
saw
you
him,
banned.
you'd be like, that dude?
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of those guys that you have the token fat guy in the movie just standing in the background to make the other actors look better than they are.
Oh yeah.
I'll take
Colleen
those
knows what
roles,
it's
too.
like. You hang
Shout
out with
out
the
to
ugly
me.
chicks. They make you
No.
look so much better.
No.
You never tried that?
Never.
I know girls that used to. No, I don't know.
No. That's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
hang out with a bunch of trolls. No, I'm
Wow.
just kidding. I don't.
Abraham Ben Ruby.
Well, you can share your screen, animal.
Okay. Does it work?
Nope. Oh, there he is.
Adam Ben Ruby.
Is this a, he
Do
looks
you rec-
old.
You recognize this dude though, right? He's in a ton of shit.
Donkey tits? I don't know this man.
You don't recognize him from the black and white photo?
He
Mm.
looks the same in every picture.
He looks like he's somebody I
He's
used to
older
know.
now a little bit, but wow, yeah, he's 80s, 90s sitcom actor.
He almost looks like the man we shall not speak of. Miramax man.
Oh, Weinstein?
Yeah, he's got that same glint in his eye.
This guy's got an official
This guy doesn't even have eyes, does he?
insight, baby.
Just a couple of slits.
Yeah. Can he see?
Oh, ER. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I
Parker
never
Lewis.
watched
I've
it.
never watched an episode of ER.
Okay.
Yeah, Colleen wasn't apparently into the must-see Thursday night.
No. Except for
Robot
Seinfeld.
Chicken, we wouldn't
Did you
know
watch
that.
Seinfeld when it was coming out though, or did you watch?
Yeah,
it
I
when it was-
remember watching it with my family.
Yeah.
Colleen, Heavy Cream, you were big into World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth, I'm sure.
I was not.
You missed that. Okay, that's blowing my mind. World of Warcraft Legion.
Lots of voiceover work. You must have a nice supple voice.
Yeah,
He's got a
ton
face
of,
for radio.
Look at this other guy. You see the one dude from Happy Gilmore just passed by. Mr. Larson. Gotta love him.
He gone?
All right, get off of this, man. This guy was a nobody. He did lots of voiceover work.
Bored.
Fuck this guy.
I can't find it. I can't find on share.
Oh, you're trying to find the movie, this particular movie you're talking about?
No, I didn't realize that he had that many credits. I literally thought he would have
Yeah.
like 2 movies for a year, dude. This guy's not even got to where he was.
So where are you going this weekend, Colleen? You were just in Big Bear or Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Big Bear Dunes, yes. This weekend I would. What?
I was gonna say, what'd you do there? Did you roll around down the dunes or
I
anything?
literally rolled down the dunes, actually.
Yeah, you have to do that. It's a part of it's a.
It was
it's a
so
rite
much
of passage.
fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And it was funny because I felt like I was going so much faster. I was so dizzy. And then someone videoed it. And we look and we're like, that's how slow we were going.
Can we get the
It was like-
video? We need to post this shit up. Oh, that's gold, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I can have them send it to me. It was
Have
a
you
great
do
time.
some voiceover work? Hold on, little twig, and then the old rolling
Lantula?
scene. Yeah.
Play
Yeah.
that music.
So wait, I have a story about
Speed it
Sleeping
up.
Bear Dunes. There's this. Okay, so we were hiking the dunes, and this like guy walked by as he passed us, and he was like, beautiful, beautiful day for a walk. And we're like, yeah. And then my friend was like, fucking creep, dude. And then me and his girlfriend
Overprotective.
we're like, damn, like that's mean. He's just like a nice guy, like saying hi. And then like a few minutes later, we like saw him again. And he
With
like gave
binoculars this time.
he gave us like a really weird look. And then I was like, oh well, that's kind of weird. And then we saw him like 3 more times, and he kept like saying shit as he was passing by. But the first time we saw him, we thought he was with a big group of people. It turns out he wasn't. He was just by himself, and the guy was just like creeping on the dunes.
So walked by several more times, said more things. Did he hear the young man say fucking creep, or it was under his breath?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't really. I thought it was loud enough for him to hear that I kept looking back to see if he reacted, but
Yeah,
he
'cause shit
didn't.
echoes off them dunes.
Right, but it was windy and there were a lot of people there, and
That pushes the sound even more.
I mean he didn't hear it.
Oh, right.
He's probably busy like saying the same thing to other people walking by.
Yeah,
I
just seeing
don't
if he
believe
can
he
get a nibble.
didn't hear. So he doesn't hear you. So, but you're saying just from a moral ethics point of view, you're like, hey, man, that was harsh. But then he was right, and this dude was somewhat creepy.
Well, it was just a little suspicious that he was like around us a lot. Like he kept being there. It was weird. We're like, you were just walking that way. Why are you back this way?
Fully
He was looking
clothed,
for that
bathing
energy,
suit,
baby.
topless.
Fully clothed,
Okay.
creepy little glasses,
Okay. 40,
And-
50.
probably in his 50s.
All right. He's scouring the beach. He's looking for a little talent. He didn't believe that.
Right.
He thought your older brother was hanging out with you. He didn't know you were
Yeah,
already
it was weird.
lighthoused up.
Hey man,
did-
it's worth a
They
chance.
go
It's
to
worth
the
a try.
lighthouse. Yeah.
It's worth a try. You say
He
it's a
didn't-
50, you might get one.
He didn't know the right pickup line. Do you want to check out the bulb on the top of the lighthouse?
Oh yeah,
I
I'd
heard
be
it's
down for that for
LED.
sure.
Have you seen
I'd be like, take
this
me
new
now.
LED bulb up here?
So when you
I would
watched the
actually
movie,
love-
The Lighthouse, was that traumatic or was that pleasurable?
I have not watched it because I have no interest.
Is that
Yeah.
what movie? Where's this from?
The Lighthouse? It's pretty cool.
Here's the thing, I don't like
The director.
who is it? I don't know.
Here, I'll show you. It's Robert Pattinson and
Right. And,
Oh God.
William Dafoe.
Or
Yeah.
Smoke Fungus likes it. This dude
It's
loves.
black and white. I think it's
good. It's a
trying to
pretty cool
be
movie.
artsy. I haven't seen it. I can't judge it. But I don't like those like weird psychological wannabe Shutter Island movies.
This is
you
gonna
know?
make you fucking. It's nothing like Shutter Island. It's gonna make you laugh. This picture and whack.
What
Dun.
the fuck? Not what I expected.
Well, the director, I should get his name, but he comes up
Alan
with
Parker.
another Alan Parker premium.
Award-winning Alan Parker.
Have you ever seen the movie The Witch?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So that's like he comes up with almost.
Is this the same guy that did that?
Yeah.
I knew that, and that's why. Oh, see, I'm not into that. A lot of people like The Witch. I'm not hating on it. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't
I've never
like it.
seen The Witch.
It was a slow one. I just didn't like it. I respect it. It wasn't my thing.
Actually, my
William
roommate, my
Dafoe.
ex-girlfriend, were watching it at my house, and I was just like walking around, not paying attention to it.
Mhm.
Oh, it's Robert Edgars.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
before he doesn't write a script, he like comes up with like an atmosphere. So he's like this is the way he
Yeah,
writes.
real
He's
slow.
like, oh, lighthouse. I see a lighthouse. It's in New England. It's gonna be in black and white. He used like a kind of the way Jimmy's screen looks. It's like it's not full widescreen. It's like a boxed in. Because it's these two guys that are trapped in this lighthouse. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but you kind of just go for the ride with them. You don't know if what they're seeing is real or not. It's actually a movie that you could watch a couple of different times and take different things from it. I
I don't know if
recommend.
I like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you will like it. Damn it.
I like resolution.
Yeah, that's. So you don't like David Lynch movies then, do you?
I love David Lynch. His movies, I'm not really into.
Yeah. So you like his like philosophy, but then his
I
movie.
like who he is.
Right.
I loved Twin Peaks.
Hmm.
I like Dune.
Well,
Um,
I feel sorry for you. Now on to the next
no,
topic.
no, no, no. I have a different appreciation for it because I read Dune.
Oh, okay.
But
Is
I
that where
don't
there's
think
like 7 of them?
there's a few. Yeah, I only read the first one though.
But the
Uh,
movie, he always had final cut on all his movies. He's like a writer director type, a Tarantino-esque, where he writes his own films.
right.
He
He has
hasn't he
a lot of
hasn't
control
written
over
all of
it.
them.
But that
Yeah,
was like
but
a big studio movie, and he was very young when he did that. And
he didn't have
it's
final cut.
flawed. It's flawed for sure. Like
Hmm.
for sure. I think the remake's gonna be really good.
One of my favorite movies is Eraserhead. I love that shit.
You know, I've never seen that.
That's
You were
good.
telling me
That'll
about
erase
that.
your mind.
I never really got to it, but that was one of my homework projects.
I don't know if you guys would even like it. Mulholland Drive is a more up to Jimmy's alley, but it's
Um,
weird because you don't.
it's too dark for me.
Yeah,
It's super dark.
there's a
I don't
couple of
mind
lesbian
that
scenes
it.
though. That might
Yeah, I
entice Jimmy.
know.
That might
um,
entice Jimmy.
I like sometimes like the non-linear thing is cool, but I don't know. That movie was a lot.
Yeah, it's like a dreamscape, and if you're not ready for that, it
Right.
might cause nightmares, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Well, have we ever talked about what your favorite movies are?
Um, no.
Because I
I
remember I
have a
asked you what
lot
your
of
favorite
favorite
band
movies.
was, and you said the Beatles, and I go, all right, I'll talk to you later.
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't like that because like I
That's
don't
not bad.
like
That's a great pick.
everything. Everything that I listen to, I love equally, and it's all different. So it's like
Uh-huh.
I don't like have like a favorite one. It's hard to say.
Right.
But like
I'm not saying it's a bad pick. The Beatles are great. I'm just saying it's kind of a
I have the Beatles are like
Cliche.
my favorite band. Not to be a cliche, I know that is, but it's like a nostalgic thing. Like I grew
yeah.
up listening to the Beatles, and it reminds me of like driving to Florida with my family and like listening to the White
Yeah.
Album shit. And it's not that I don't even listen to them like all that much, but like I love the Beatles, but they're just one of my favorites.
Because me and Jimmy did an episode. I know his is one of his is AC/DC, and
Hmm.
I can't remember the other ones. Maybe Led Zeppelin or something. What did you say, Jimmy?
Fish is up there. I like AC/DC, Grateful Dead.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that was an episode that we did with B More. We should try and get him on again. But that
yeah,
episode
not that
tanked.
many views. I had, we gotta try and get more views with that one, and then that's
I'd
how
love
we
to talk
figure our
music.
return guests.
Right.
Heavy Cream seems to turn up for some better appearances. So
Oh no.
When you think about when you think about art though, what do you connect to the most? Is it music? Is it probably
Um,
none of us go out to the
I
to
fucking
see actual
love.
pieces of art.
Yeah, the thing is, I love it. I love art in general. I love movies. Like I'm a
Hmm.
huge movie person. I love good TV. I love reading is one of my favorite things to do in the world.
Yeah.
And I love music is like a lifeline.
Right.
That sounds
Well, it's a
really cheesy,
vibration.
but I need music and I love everything. Like I love classical music. I love um, everything. I just don't like country, but I like real country, like Johnny Cash or like I can respect like Hank Williams and shit like that, but not not the new country. I don't
Like
like.
alternative country or pop country.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
It's
love the
I,
just mass
beats, the
produced.
I love
freestyle
rap.
too.
I love fucking whatever you showed me the other day, Hogan. Or I
Oh, the
mean,
Gray Boy. Yeah.
yeah, like that was tight. I love a lot of alternative stuff, and right now I like Sam Roberts.
No, I'm not
You
too
guys,
familiar with that. I'll have to take a peek.
they're Canadian. I think you'd like him.
What is it?
My
Rock?
morning jacket. No, it's like rock alternative.
Yeah.
but I love I connect with his lyrics, but the music it's really good, and he's been around forever, and like everything's good, pretty much. Huge fan.
Yeah, when I was growing up, man, like my dad, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the band Yes, but he had
Yeah,
this album
owner of
Fragile.
owner of a
And
lonely heart.
well, that's when the band started to take a little poo poo, but the
That's all.
older
I
stuff,
don't really know much about them, but the guy
yeah,
is funny. The main guy.
uh-huh. I don't even
That's,
know what his name is, but I just
he's
like it's funny because
eccentric and
my dad
stuff.
got me into all this music, and now it doesn't. I don't really think he listens to music anymore. I can't see myself ever not listening to music,
No,
but same
you need
token,
it.
like your brother is a huge musician, and he's one of the most musical people I know, and he doesn't listen to music at all, and it's
That's really
strange
interesting. Really?
because he's teaching, and he's constantly notating shit, so he's surrounding himself with music,
Oh, I
but then he
guess
just
when it's your like profession, but
right.
also, I mean, that's kind of hard because that's also your passion. But
And my cousin said the same thing. I was very surprised by it. I'm like, dude, you're really into music, and then you just don't listen to it. That's weird.
it
I
makes
can,
sense though.
yeah, I can see it not being infiltrated and stuff. And like you said, he's 24/7 absorbed by it, anyways, in different avenues.
Yeah.
And
As art,
he's still utilize like he's still involved with the music. But
I
if
haven't
I
realized
just feel
till,
bad that he doesn't listen. Like I love finding new music and listening to it. I don't know.
yeah, hell yeah. That's a great feeling when you hear a song, and then especially the type of song that makes you listen to it like 17
Oh,
more times
I will
instantly. You're
do
like,
that.
damn, how did I not know about this thing? Especially
I'll
if it's like
listen
a
to
lot
it
older.
30 times. Yeah.
I didn't think of art in this avenue as much anywhere near until seeing Kevin take photos up close, or even with Fat Earth. But I always thought of it like ceramics or painting or drawing
Right.
because
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
would do. But
It's
But there's a
creating.
thin line. There's a thin line with the photography world where it's like, all right, well, you're shooting a picture now. I think the painting, because I know Jimmy does have some good like drawing skills and stuff like that. I could take a picture of a stream or something. I don't know. There's a thin line between is it a snapshot or is it a piece of fine art? You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be some kind to make it to be the fine art. You
I
have to kind of convey your emotion into that stream. That's why I do a
That's
lot
the
of slow
difference.
down. I slow down the water and stuff, so it kind of looks like with your naked eye, it wouldn't look the same as what my picture is, if that makes
Yeah,
any sense. Like I try and
it does.
alter what the look of the thing is to give it some more of that artistic appeal, but I think
There's a di-
drawing was way more fucking commendable. Like those lighthouses my grandfather drew. Obviously, that's where I got all my artistic abilities from him. But that's a whole new level is drawing that shit.
we call them fuck houses around here.
fuck
Shaped
stations.
like a cock. Gotta be a
No, no,
cock.
no. Yeah, but the thing about art is I feel like it's not really true art if you're like doing it for the wrong motivation, which a lot of people do.
Right.
Like the art world in itself is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
it's
what is
expensive.
art? Like that's the whole fucking
Art
question.
is something that's created that's supposed to create conversation and create a reaction,
Yeah.
right? Um, and people, I don't know, it now it's like people capitalize on it, so it kind of takes away what art is.
My cousin's wife was doing this. It was an art show at a gallery downtown. She worked for a company, and they were doing like furs. They had these models with bathing suits that wore furs walking around this art gallery. One side had all these phenomenal paintings and sculptures and insane fucking pieces of art, and then the place next door was actually the exhibit, and I mean exhibit. These things were fucking pieces of yarn scattered on paper, and they're like 2 grand. I'm like, what in the
Exactly.
living fuck is this, dude?
Exactly. Did you see the banana at Art Basel in Miami? There is a
No.
literally there's a banana taped with duct tape to a wall, and it's sold for like some ridiculous amount of money. You should look it up. It's ridiculous.
Uh,
But
The banana.
Here it is.
I'm not kidding.
People are going bananas over the banana.
It's so fucking stupid.
I would have rather looked at this than this fucking yarn explosion.
The highlights, $120,000. The highlights of the Miami Art Week.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the guy ripped it off the wall and ate it.
Have you guys seen Velvet Buzzsaw?
What happens when this goes brown?
Someone fucking ate it.
It looks like this guy bought the thing and
Yeah, some guy ate it.
So what? This was like for a fundraiser?
No, it was a gallery. Art Basel is like the biggest like art convention in Miami. I don't know if it's the biggest one, but a lot of people go there and showcase their art, I guess. I don't know.
Get the hell
I think that whole world is like ridiculous, no offense.
that's what I was listening to the Stern where this guy was painting. He was loading up his ass with paint and then he was fucking spraying it onto canvas.
Have you guys seen Velvet Buzzsaw?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't. What is that?
A great satire about the art world, disguised as a horror movie.
Okay.
With Jake Gyllenhaal. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
Yes.
It's the same director.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Although I watched it halfway through, I go, "Where's Nightcrawler from X-Men? What the fuck's going on here?"
You were disappointed.
Yeah. Where's the guy that walks through walls?
He likes working with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is great in each movie. They have a good think on.
He's a good actor. Donnie Darko is a great.
I think Jake. Yeah. He's
I don't
really
mind
good.
him. I don't mind him at all. No, that's not what I meant.
He's a really good actor. No doubt. He was really good at taking it in the ass for sure.
Jesus.
Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. Little combos. Scorsese and your boys.
I watched Cape Fear the other night.
Nice.
Which one? The original or the
No, the remake. The Scorsese.
He's ripped like a fucking onion in that one, man.
De Niro?
Yeah, he starts making out with that chick. That shit makes me
weird. It's I'm like, how did this happen?
I don't know if you could do that today.
No, you couldn't. No.
What's that chick's name?
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, she's.
I'm here for the gangbang.
That's one of Jimmy's favorite. That's old school, right?
Yeah, she's that girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what's going on? What do you guys got going on this summer? Colleen's been fucking jumping all over the state. Jimmy, what do you got coming up?
I've been chilling, going to Grand Rapids and seeing my sister and niece, nephew. So,
nice. New nephew, right?
Brand
new baby. Are you his godfather or something?
Brand new baby, godfather baby.
Yeah.
Aiden James.
Nice.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Did they have the baptism for him yet, or?
No, you're not allowed to do that right now.
Oh yeah.
You bait and switched me there.
Watch your mouth, folks. Watch your.
Have you guys seen the priest with the water guns? Squirting with holy water. It's the best thing ever.
I need a bath. I need a bath of it. I'm always bad. Sinning.
I've been riding my bike down Maras, and I pass that cemetery. Every time I pass it, I just think of Jimmy.
One time I was 30 years old, and my dad was trying to get me to go back into church and go to church more often. I was trying to please him. So to go back, you have to, in the Catholic Church, you have to go to confession on Saturday to go to church on Sunday if you've missed Mass or sinned. And
it's that easy, ladies and gentlemen.
I go into confession and I start running down a list. Like, apparently you're just supposed to be like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Right.
Well, I go, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I stole, cheated, masturbated, had sex.
Jeez.
And I went down this list.
The priest is throwing up and shit.
I said like 8 things. And he goes, stop.
My ears, they're burning.
He goes, everybody has committed many sins, and you don't need to name them all right now.
Right.
Go and do 100 Hail Marys and 100 Our Fathers.
100.
And it's cleared.
200 each. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
Gave you the
thank you.
maximum penance, bro. That's the maximum you can get.
I'm thinking like if this thing comes up at later in my death, you know, hey dude, remember when you did 30 of each and tried to pawn it off as 100?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you thought it doesn't make it true, James. You're going to hell, bud.
It's time for your life review.
Yeah, happens. Oh, so
That's what
quick.
gets you into hell.
Yeah.
Right. That's the camel that broke the straw's back.
It's like you lied about.
Take that and reverse
Yeah.
it. The camel that broke the straw's back, dude. That's
Masturbated 321,000 times isn't even the deal breaker, James. I'm going to tell you right now. You somehow managed to masturbate more days than there are in the years you lived.
apparently
But
James
forgive
isn't.
that. Forget that.
Yeah.
Remember that one time? You really fucked up. I'll tell you right now.
Apparently Jimmy isn't practicing the no fap. You know what that is?
Yes.
You do? How do you know what it is?
I know things.
This guy
I guess
asks a question, gets
Come on.
angry. I love this. Go on. I don't know what it is.
Well, I want to know how she knows. Now I'm intrigued.
Online,
Oh, so you typed in no fap and looked it up, or it just popped up one day?
I created NoFap.
Of course, Jimmy doesn't know what it is, because then Brazzers would be out of business.
No fab.
It's
Fap?
It's no
Fap?
masturbation. I don't know if it applies for women or if it's just zoned in for men. I don't even know what it stands for. Let me see.
What is it? No masturbation
Yeah.
rules?
It's not rules. It's just no masturbation, because if you think about it, essentially when you produce cum, that's a lot of energy going into. I mean, that's a life force of a human being. So it's like it takes your. You know who Nikola Tesla is?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
So one of the biggest geniuses of our
I love
time.
him.
He didn't beat off. He never had sex. He would take all that energy and internalize it and use it into his mind. And again, I'm not saying that I'm practicing this daily, but it's come to my mind and my attention that this might be something to look into, folks.
You have to release the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they want all the stupid people to think. These smart Elon Musk has only come 3 times in his life, and that was to make his
Not
kids.
true. He
Yeah,
has like
to make the
18
number
kids.
baby.
He has like 18 boys.
And they
Like
all are
5.
named numbers.
He has an electric masturbation machine too, probably he created.
Yeah, he's
He has
probably
a-
got a sick fucking virtual reality machine, bro.
He has an alien dick.
Some curve up, some curve down. His goes back and forth.
It goes through time, dude.
Yeah, I mean he'll fuck you out in one end and out the other, man, and it'll take you to a new dimension altogether. Girls, I mean,
The
I guess a guy with that
Mile Club.
Takes you right to Mars.
yeah, he'll take you to Mars and back. That's how
The
he.
Mile High
That's his
Club, and
pickup
then
line.
the Elon Musk
With one
Club.
charge.
This guy's got a fucking Tesla cock.
Yeah, he does. Insanity mode.
Now that's a skit.
He only creates boys. There's something to that.
Oh, they're probably artificially made.
Exactly. He's an alien.
He builds he saves his cum, his babies in him, gets super smart, then he comes in a can.
Artificial insemination.
Comes in a can and brings it down to his own personally owned lab.
With the
and
aluminum, it does something, right?
puts it into an all aluminum syringe
Mm-hmm.
and then inserts it into his wife in a lovemaking session they often do on different planets.
Mm-hmm.
And then petri dish
Voila.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
World domination.
What's his child's name? Can anyone pronounce that?
Xi equals sign.
Let's see.
Juju. I don't know.
Beep, boop,
You can't
beep,
pronounce it.
Beep boop beep boop
Boop
boop.
bap. Beep boop bap.
I am B2 poop poop.
It's
What
like
is
in
it?
signs when they're
Yeah. It's XAE, where it's like the A is part of the E.
right.
A-12.
Unreal. Unbelievable.
Are you guys a fan of his, or what do you think?
I like him.
I like his intentions. I hate that name and move. It seems so
I think
ominous.
I think he's very weird and shit, but I do admire him in some ways. In some ways, I don't.
I'm not a fan of anyone that's trying to merge humans and fucking machine, but I know Jimmy's first on
Ooh,
board to get that plate
that's why he's my
nailed
hero.
into his skull.
That's why he's my hero. Poof. That's why he's my hero. I love these ideas. I want so many artificial parts.
I was shocked. I recently found out that he created PayPal.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Bastard.
Right?
Big money. That's how he got all his money to start.
Also, the cartel.
Elon. Oh, what's this about? I don't know anything about.
I didn't
This is
say
gonna get
that.
us banned from YouTube
I'm
altogether,
just
folks.
kidding.
No, go into it. We might as well fucking tickle some assholes if we're gonna. Our page already is shunned. We might as well talk about some interesting shit.
We haven't got together in a week and a half. They hit me with some knowledge here.
I don't really know much. I know he's got some connections with the cartel.
I think it's impossible when you got that much money not to. What are you
Are
gonna
you
do?
kidding? What do you mean? When
You
you're
gotta
a
have-
billionaire, you don't think they know how to hide money?
They need help, and the cartel are gonna Ozark them.
He's worth 38 billion.
We're talking Elon Musk here. Yeah.
But you know what's funny is all these companies like fucking Tesla and Uber,
SpaceX.
the stocks are worth all this money. These companies lose their asses each year. It's crazy to me that the stock just keeps popping up and popping up. These companies
Are
yield.
they all public?
Yeah, they're publicly traded, yeah, but they don't yield anything. They fail. They die. They hemorrhage money, but people are so involved with the what's gonna happen that they just pump in money blindly. Like Uber loses money yearly. It's craziness.
Yeah, but
I
they're
feel like
getting
they
better.
get a lot of
They're
money.
getting better and better. This guy
honestly.
says, and you invest in them, asshole.
No,
I'm
honestly,
just
I
saying
think they
that
get a lot of money.
there's a lot of top
don't
dogs
really
at the helm
have
of
to.
Uber.
First of all, they're not responsible. They're not liable if anything happens with the drivers. The drivers have to pay for gas.
I just
feel
saw
like
some.
they lie to like the drivers about how much is charged, and they charge more and then take more. So I feel like they profit a lot.
I saw some drone helicopter that had Uber on the side of it on the web that's talking about delivering humans via helicopter drone.
Dude, these drones are fucking crazy now.
It's gonna be. Someone said that it's the next cell phone. Like someone had their own little Steve Jobs premonition where they're like, there was the iPhone and then next will be drones. You know what I said when I was young, which is funny. This seems to be coming. If drones are on our side, I always used to draw. I'd be as a kid, and his little pet was this little drone that was this little helicopter that had two speakers on it that would fly alongside me in school to play music that I wanted to play at that time, or grab my pencil, or
This
bring
guy
my
loves the
homework up
easy
to the-
life.
Right.
My computer might die.
That's all right. Acer all the way, baby. We're talking
this
fucking.
thing sucks. Anyway, just a warning.
Keep
I
going,
saw a
Jimmy.
look in your
I'm
eye
sorry.
when I was talking. I thought it was the story. I'm glad.
Yeah,
to
I'm
actually
sorry.
hear it's the
I'm so
computer
sorry.
malfunctioning.
I didn't want to be rude, but I had to let you know in case anything happened.
Well, I
That's
saw this
cool. I
look
mean,
in
we're
your
gonna-
eye, and I was like, "Oh shit, is this story that
Something.
shitty?"
No, not at all. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I was done, but it was funny. I
I'll
saw a
interrupt-
look in your eye, but it was you seeing the computer like, "Oh fuck."
I was like looking around for a port, and there's nothing close right now. I can't really move.
Tesla lost 408 million in the last half of 2019.
Oh yeah. His
Meanwhile,
employees
the
hate
stock
him.
skyrocketed.
It's not no joke. It is, dude. It's insane. I bought a bunch of. I bought fucking like $250 in MGM, the casinos
You
and
gotta go
hotels.
Delta.
Already up 115% on this thing. I should have dumped in 20 grand. I bought it when it was plummeting. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna see what happens because it has to go back up, right?
Yeah.
And their American companies are going to be bailed out. That was my thinking because some of these cruise lines are internationally owned, and if they fail, they fail. They're not getting bailed out.
I honestly hope cruises fail. No offense to anyone that wants
Wow.
that. Cruises are just like ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Floating petri dishes.
Exactly. Right. They just produce so much waste and like.
I've never been on one.
Yeah, because you're not like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
Have
Not
you,
my
Jim?
cup of tea. No, dude, I don't like them either. The only way I would ever do it is if it was like a day cruise in the Alps or something like super scenic where
Alps.
it was
Or
like
like
50
Norway, like
people.
river
Right,
cruise or some
like a
shit. Yeah.
Norway Italian river
Yeah,
cruise.
something like that for sure. Not
Complete.
no Carnival,
No,
Royal
not where Mo
Caribbean,
Fungus is
Disney
trying to pick up his
shit.
ex-wife. No way.
I saw them when I went to the Bahamas. There's like, like a big place for all the cruise ships to
There's a
port.
port. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how large these things are and how
Dude,
disgusting. And like, I was just like, this like ruins the scenery and it just
You know
creates so
what?
much waste and bullshit.
What would be a hilarious fucking skit is the three of us are avid cruise goers. It's always just a
You
3 minute.
know those people.
Yeah, it's just a 3 minute video. Get us some more lobster, Shireen.
The buffet.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't skimp us on the lobster tails.
We gotta get to the buffet, you guys.
See, I have a different. When I was in Miami, I was here. I'll show you a picture. Actually, there's a it's like a boardwalk, I guess you would call it.
On the boardwalk. When Mo Fungus does his thing, it's on the boardwalk. Oh, yeah. I can see Mo Fungus bellying up to one of these bars.
So see this little boardwalk here? First of all, this fucking South Beach is my zone. I love South Beach.
I can see this dude's owning this beach and cruise.
Oh, there's
You're going
Hogan
down
right
this
there. Hogan
Yeah.
in a fedora?
It was
There he is
hilarious.
right
There's
there picking some MILF up.
So all this green right here, this is like a park, and then there's like places to work out. There's areas to like do pull-ups and push-ups and all this shit.
Up my alley.
I was going for a run one day. I go up to this thing. It's the prettiest looking men you've ever seen, just fucking chiseled features, and I'm on this thing doing pull-ups and shit next to gargantuan man. This guy's like a fucking world bodybuilder and shit. It was like, fuck it, man.
Week.
Yeah. No, I was like, dude, whatever. I'm more of a slender body anyway. I don't even think women are into that massive look at that much anymore.
No.
But
No,
How
I
many
don't
we
like
can
the
ask-
That
beefcake.
is there's one for everyone. It's to
That's
each his
true.
own.
I was actually, dude, I was seeing this thing where women actually like guys that they want them to be in shape, but to a point where, like, if they're in incredible shape, and then now it's like a competition with them. So it's like this guy is just, now they feel like they have to work out even more. But it's, I guess it's like you said, to each its own. There's one for everybody.
If there's one thing you might not ever catch me doing, it's getting in the heat of a beach and then doing pull-ups and running and shit. I might play a little
heard
frisbee
that.
or football, but there's no way in hell I'm doing the beach obstacle course.
I would have fucking played football. Dude, first of all, it was in the winter time, so it was like perfect out in Miami. It was like 70, 75, 80.
Heavy creams
Nice,
have
cool.
the opposite effect, saying that a little bit of moving around would help her sciatic nerve, but I'm under the firm belief that there's also not even overdoing it, but just like I almost feel like and I don't abide by this, so please, I don't practice what I preach,
Yeah.
but eating right, and that is way better to me than working out very hard, because I think it's so bad on your body. I watched my mom work out like a wildebeest all my life, marathons, all this shit, and
Depends on what you're doing. Running
Your
is
joints.
horrible on your knees. Like
Right,
biking
Not
is
good on
not
your
bad.
joints. Yeah, it's not really great for you. I like to go on long walks.
Mhm.
But like I'm telling you, like this when we were at Sleeping Bear Dunes, it was really a hike. It's hard.
You climbed to the
And,
top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
We didn't go like
hard.
all the way down because it's like so steep and there's no. But it was a lot. And now it hurts.
Where were you staying? Were you camping or did you have a
No,
hotel?
we got an Airbnb in Crystal Lake.
Oh, okay.
It was
Yeah, see,
tight.
I've never even really taken advantage of the Airbnb. I usually I should. It's a nice cheap
Yeah.
alternative to places.
Yeah, I
I feel
definitely.
like you'd be a good landlord owner of them, like
I was looking at places in Lexington, but I lost
Lexington's
my
great.
I lost
It's
my
great because
partner.
it's not that far.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I could drive up there within the day, come back. I mean, it's not like it's cool because you're on Lake Huron and that's nice, but
Yeah.
um, it's not like up there. That like Traverse City, that zone, that's the
It's
shit, man.
it's beautiful.
Lake Charlevoix, and then because we used to
Yeah.
play this music festival on Beaver Island.
I remember that. I was too young to
Uh,
go.
that shit was fun. But you start like the ferry picks you up from Lake Charlevoix, and then you squirt out into Lake Michigan and Beaver Island. I guess there's a lot of gross pointers that actually go that have places on Beaver Island, but it's an hour and a half ferry ride, so it's fucking amazing on the way out there. You're partying. We were with like all the musicians and everything. On the way home, it's not so fun. People are sick as a dog. You're on this
Yeah,
boat.
you don't
Everybody's been
think about
partying all
that.
weekend.
That's not the things you remember.
I
Mm-mm.
remember that. I was like, this thing, I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah, but it's like worth it almost. It's almost like, when you used to go to a music festival and you just
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about anything for a few days and it's amazing. And
Uh-huh.
then you get really sick and deathly ill and you get through it though.
Unless you're younger, Jimmy's stories from the fish shows, it didn't sound like he was that hungover when he came back, but he was a teenager.
oh, wildebeest
Right. It's
mode
all about age.
when I drove 18 hours straight
Yeah,
coming down off of Tab.
this fucking
Uh,
guy. Yeah.
Animal time.
I
But
drove back from Tennessee the 10 hours with fucking one can of that coffee. Shit fucking
Mm-mm.
jacked me up.
bring
Mm-mm.
it full circle on the Detroit River. If you go see the fireworks by a boat, especially the way we would go on a smaller 25-foot sailboat, you would get hammered for about 3 hours before the fireworks, get as drunk as you can, or you'd still be drinking during the fireworks, and then you're sailing back amongst the masses on a
Hmm.
tiny strait, the Detroit River there, where it gets choppy as hell because it's just waves reverbing from side to side,
Yeah,
and
it's a
literally,
wake.
oh, you are all over the place. Like I said, maybe a nice ocean yacht handles this thing like an animal, but that's the problem. Half these big power boats coming from the yacht clubs are just
Right.
ripping up, and you're in
They're
this
like,
tiny little,
zzz.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
outboard cow.
Well, everybody's got to get to work the next day. I don't understand why they always did that shit on a weekday instead of a weekend. The Hudson's fireworks.
Oh, it's always
Right?
ridiculously not even
Why do
close
they
to
have to make
July
it like a
4th.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Ladies and
Come
gentlemen,
on,
July 6th, Wednesday,
it's like,
will be
sweet,
the
I
Detroit
can't party tonight.
fireworks. Brought to you
Bring your
by
handguns.
the fine people at Ace Hardware.
Well, it went from Hudson's to Macy's. I don't even know what they call it now. It's
Marshall
still Macy's.
Fields.
Marshall Fields was in there at one point.
Looking for any takers, folks. The Detroit Fire. Remember they were up for bid for a couple years where it was like they're not going to be happening, and then it was like last minute donation from Carhartt.
Right,
The
because
Detroit
you don't get
fireworks
money
will
from
be
that shit.
July 32nd.
Yeah. December 3rd, the fireworks are coming back at you.
It's crazy this year. Like,
December 3rd.
September 12th.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Detroit
yeah.
July 4th
Virtual fireworks.
Well, I used to love the fucking gross, the ones at Lockmore, and then those have been banished.
Have they?
I don't think they've been going on in the last couple of years, but I don't know.
Too bad.
It just became a ruckus. I remember one of the last years I was there, I was like, what has happened to this? Just a free for all.
Yeah.
We should go to Excalibur for old time's sake.
Yeah.
I was there not too long of the future there, and I was on the deck shooting hoops. Or no, never mind. I wasn't there. I was there in my mind when we did the episode.
When we talked
That's what
about
I'm
it.
thinking about, man.
Right. You probably haven't been there in like
so
7
long.
years.
This guy's
That's a good
dreaming
one.
of his next cruise.
Yeah. And on that note, folks,
Arrivederci.
you guys got anything else to say? But yeah, we'll when are you going out of town, Cal or Cream?
Creamy cow. Friday.
All right,
Sunday.
well, if we can get one more in, I'm not too busy this week, but it felt good to get it back behind the mic here and
Feels good. Yeah, I'm down to do it again.
Lasso one in.
Yeah. Cha.
all right, well, we'll talk to you guys next time. I don't even know what episode this is, but we'll write the number up above, and we'll see you on the flip flop.
It's 6'9".
Oh,
Real professional,
Billy
guys.
Madison.
69.
Arrivederci.
Bye.